Story training for trainers is a method of evangelism with the intentional purpose of forming new discipleship groups. Oral strategies and narratives are used to connect an audience with an oral learning preference in a manner that teaches the Word of God so that it stays in their hearts and minds and leads them to take action in obedience to it. From the beginning, Story Training for Trainers equips believers to share their faith effectively, disciple others, and train others to do the same. It makes His Word available to all people in a way they can understand, respond to, and reproduce. This method is based in the principles of the literate Training for Trainers process and is biblically based, but uses all oral methods for intentional evangelism with the final objective of forming small groups that are in continual multiplication. How to do evangelism. The person initializes the process of sharing through personal experiences. First, intently listening to the person, strengthening and confirming the relationship in a way that allows one to share their life story, and then share a biblical story, which in this occasion is the demon-possessed man story from Mark 5. After having told this story, invite them to take another step and tell them a follow-up story showing a panoramic from creation to church. Tell it with the full attention of the listener as a step toward inviting them to a group where they can hear and learn more through additional Bible stories. In the ST4T process, you will see 21 Bible stories that form a set of stories from creation through the teaching of the return of Jesus that can be used as an example set for the discipleship of a small group. You may adapt this set with more relevant stories that speak to the reality of your community. How to guide and lead a group session, and how to do follow-up. We will see how to guide a group session using 3 principal parts. The first includes prayer, praise, and pastoral care. This last step signifies that one tries to understand the people in the group in a personal way, allowing for them to follow up with their obedience to the Word of God. The second part includes the learning of the new Bible story. And the third part includes the practice of the story and the understanding of it through questions, finishing with the personal application, which signifies the obedience to the Word of God by sharing the story and applying it to our own lives. An essential component to encouraging obedience that leads to multiplication includes asking 3 specific questions after each and every group session. How are you going to remember this story? To whom are you going to tell this story? And what steps of obedience can be taken based on what you've learned in this story? All done with the final objective of advancing obedient followers of Jesus based in the Word of God as a guide to multiplying groups.